Kabir stands in the courtyard of the house where he grew up. He's looking at a weathered wooden chair, the one his mother always sat in. He believed that if he waited long enough, the perfect choice would eventually reveal itself. So he hesitated. He held off on a business venture because the market wasn't quite right. He stayed distant in his relationships, telling himself he needed to be settled before he could truly commit his heart. This timeline shows the result. While his peers moved through the messy, branching paths of growth and failure, Kabir's life remained a single straight line, stuck on a node labeled waiting. This habit of delay even governed his family. When his mother called, sounding tired and asking for a visit that Sunday, Kabir looked at his workload and gave his standard answer. He'd be there, but next Sunday instead. Kabir was navigating by a map that treated time as a static landscape, a place where opportunities sit and wait for you to arrive. He didn't see that he was actually on a river, and every time he chose to stay anchored, the people and moments he loved were drifting further downstream. A week after that phone call, Kabir found an old box in a closet. Inside was a scrap of paper from his school days. In messy childhood handwriting, it said, "When I grow up, I will make my mother the happiest person in the world." He stared at the note until the smile left his face. He tried to remember the last time he'd seen her. He meant not the last time they'd spoken, but the last time he'd actually sat in the same room with her. He searched his memory, but the dates were completely blurred. Was it 2 months ago? Was it 5 months ago? The more he tried to reconstruct his recent history, the more he realized how much life had vanished into the fog of later. We often treat our loved ones as if they are permanent fixtures of the house, like the walls or the roof. We assume they will survive our busy seasons and our endless preparations. Kabir grabbed his phone and dialed his mother's number. It rang to the end. He called again, and then a third time. The silence on the other end began to feel heavy. When his phone finally buzzed, it was his brother. Kabir answered quickly, but the voice on the other end was quiet, broken by long pauses. In that silence, Kabir's illusion of next Sunday finally collapsed. He sat in his room, surrounded by his world of plans. Look at the lists: master plan, business strategy, 5-year goals. They were all perfectly organized, and they were all completely useless. While Kabir was waiting for the world to perfectly align with his lists, the world had simply kept moving forward. The clock simply doesn't care about our level of preparation at all. He hadn't been waiting for a better time, he had just been late. His entire strategy of caution had ended up costing him the only thing that actually mattered. Kabir stopped waiting. He didn't buy a new planner or watch a video on productivity. He just stopped deferring the present. He realized that a perfect plan for tomorrow is worth nothing compared to a messy action today. He began making the phone calls he used to put off, not for a specific reason, but just to tell his friends he was thinking of them. He stopped waiting for a reason to connect. He spent an entire evening with his father, leaving his phone in the other room. Later, he sat down and wrote 3 pages of the book he'd been thinking about for 5 long years. They weren't great pages, but for the first time, they existed. Look at this logic. A wrong decision is a path you can walk back from. You can pivot, learn, and course correct. But no decision is a wall. It leaves you where you started, and that time is gone forever. Failure is a bruise that heals. Regret is a shadow that only grows longer as the sun sets. You likely have something on your own next Sunday list. A conversation you're avoiding, a project you're waiting to be ready for, or a person you're assuming will always be there. But what if your later is an illusion? What if the version of you that is fully prepared never actually arrives? Don't wait for the fear to go away. Don't wait for the market to change or for your schedule to clear. Pick up the phone. Write the first paragraph. Take the step, no matter how unfinished it feels. When you finally look back at your life, you shouldn't be searching for a list of absolutely perfect choices. You should be looking for a trail of attempts. Because at the end, the goal isn't to be prepared. It's to be able to say you actually began.